Hello everyone! I just wanted to start by saying thank you so much for 600 subscribers. It makes me really happy to be able to create so much Love Live content to share with all of you. To everyone who views, likes, or comments on my videos, thank you! Comments in particular are always a bright spot in my day, and I love being able to chat about Love Live with other fans. And of course, a huge thank you to everyone who has subbed to me. Now I really want to do something different to celebrate this milestone. And as you all probably know by now, because I haven't shut up about Chika's solos, the 3rd solo albums for Aqours are being released right now. And these albums contain the movie songs. I have a lot of strong opinions about the movie songs and about the movie itself. So I thought to myself, why not make a video where I can talk about it? So that's why today I want to talk about Love Live Sunshine, the school idol movie Over the Rainbow. First and foremost, I want to apologize in advance for any mispronunciations. I am not Japanese, nor do I speak Japanese fluently, so I'm going to do my best here, but I'm sure that it won't be perfect. So I ask for your forgiveness, and I hope I don't do too badly. One last note before we jump right into it. I know that the 3rd years have technically graduated, meaning that they're no longer 3rd years, and that the others have technically moved up a year too. But for the ease of clarity, I am going to continue to refer to Chika, Yo, and Riko as the 2nd years, to Yoshiko, Hanamaru, and Ruby as the 1st years, and to Kanan, Daia, and Mari as the 3rd years. When I talk about new Aqours, that is referring only to the 1st and 2nd years, whereas when I say just Aqours, that is referring to the whole group. I think this will be easier on everyone's head. The Love Live Sunshine movie premiered on January 4th, 2019, and was considered the conclusion to the anime story of Aqours. The movie has 6 songs. Bokura no Hashite Kita Michi wa, henceforth known as Boku Michi, Toso Meso Mobius Looped, which was performed only by the 3rd years, Hop Stop Nonstop, Believe Again, which was performed only by Saint Snow, Brightest Melody, and Next Sparkling. Technically, the movie did include the song Kiseki Hikaru, but it's used for a montage instead of as an actual performance like the 6 I just listed off, so we're going to set Kiseki Hikaru aside for the purpose of this video. The movie begins where the 2nd season of the anime ends. Aqours immediately launches into Boku Michi. This is one of the few movie songs that I would not change at all. I think it was very well executed. One of my favorite things about it is that the first part and the first chorus are sung only by new Aqours, with the 3rd years only joining in for the remainder of the song. The line distribution is a little unbalanced, but overall I don't think it's too bad. And also I think the costumes are completely adorable, and they're amongst some of my favorite Aqours costumes. Now following Boku Michi, the 3rd years depart on a trip, leaving the 1st and 2nd years behind. The 1st and 2nd years are struggling to reorient themselves following the closure of the school. Problems like figuring out where they're going to practice immediately start to crop up when the new school proves to be less than welcoming. At this point, I'll add that I would keep the whole side plot of Yo and Suki because I personally think it's hilarious, and I think Suki was a nice addition overall to the movie. So the 1st and 2nd years are struggling big time to figure out how to keep going without the 3rd years. They end up inviting Saint Snow, also known as Leah and Sarah, to Numazu for their help. As per usual, Sarah and Leah don't hold back. They tell new Aqours that they have lost confidence without the 3rd years. And it's at this point that my least favorite plotline of the movie begins, which is that Mari's mother shows up. And if it were up to me, I would honestly do away with this whole plot entirely. I personally think that if they wanted to delve into Mari's mother, it's something that should have been explored in the anime rather than the movie. I think it's not the kind of plotline that is easily or smoothly wrapped up in just an hour and a half, which means that the way it's resolved in the movie comes off as feeling a little silly. So in my version of the movie, Mari's mom does not show up. Instead, Leah, Sarah, Chika, Riko, and Yo disperse, leaving the 1st years alone on the beach. And at this point, I would love for the 1st years to get their own song in the movie, and Hajimari Road would be perfect. It's a song about restarting and figuring out which way you want to go, which is exactly what new Aqours is facing in the movie, and some of the lyrics fit their situation perfectly. Particularly relevant bits of the song that fit the movie really well include So, obviously the 1st and 2nd years still need to get to Italy somehow if Mari's mom isn't around. So in my version of the movie, Mari is the one who brings them there. The whole time, she, Daia, and Kanan have been living it up on their trip. but the three of them realize that there's something missing. They want all of Aqours to be together on their trip one last time. So with that in mind, Mari sends her helicopter to pick up the first and second years. This means that we get a lot more cute scenes of Aqours doing fun things together in Italy, and it omits the third years being chased all over the city. Although if I could, I would probably try to figure out some way to keep that scene where Mari tries to murder Yo and Suki by throwing the uniform out the window, because that will never not be hilarious to me. Even without the part of the movie that included Mari's mother, I think this leaves plenty of room to explore the root of the third year's problem, which is that they're all feeling a lot of pressure from their families when it comes to their futures. In fact, without the focus being on Mari because of her mother's presence, this leaves more room for Kanan and Daia to talk about the pressure that they're under too. So I would definitely keep the third years performing their movie song, Toso Meso Mobius Loop. It's a great song for them, and their outfits are also really pretty. This brings us to the song that Aqours performed while they were in Italy, which is Hop Stop Non-Stop. I would actually choose to keep this song because, again, I think it's a pretty core Aqours song. However, I would not make this song a Mari center. I know there's a lot of people booing me right now because this was Mari's big animated center, but let me explain. A big part of this exercise was for me to explore ways to make the Sunshine movie less third years oriented. I personally feel that the movie and related songs focus way too much on the third years. Frankly speaking, I think that there wasn't enough focus on the concept of new Aqours. This would be understandable if we were talking about Muse, because they chose to disband rather than continue after the third years left. But we're not. And when you look at the movie and the associated songs with a critical eye, the distribution of attention is not how I want it to be. So in my version of the movie, Hop, Stop, Non-Stop will actually become a first year center. No matter what Love Live School Idol Festival All-Star says, I still believe that My My Tonight is a Ruby and Daia center, and I believe that Awaken the Power is a Ruby and Leah center. So that means Ruby has had 2 animated centers, which really crosses her off my list as a potential center here. And we also know that Hanamaru gets her animated center in Mitaiken Horizon. That means I would probably place Hop, Stop, Non-Stop as a Yoshiko center. It could easily work as a Hanamaru center too, but I like the idea that Yoshiko gets a center when Deep Resonance is more of a Yohane center. As to why they perform Hop, Stop, Non-Stop even if Mari's mother isn't around, well, there could be lots of reasons. They could stumble across some Italian school idols who wanted to see them perform, and I think this could especially happen if Suki is with them, since Suki grew up in Italy and could easily have some old friends there. Or they could come across some kind of festival where they perform. Or it could just be that the 9 of them decide to randomly sing together. It wouldn't be the first time. Following this, we have a return to Japan and the joint live show between Aqours and Saint Snow. I would absolutely keep Saint Snow's song in the movie. Believe Again blew me away the first time I saw it, and to this day, I think it's one of Saint Snow's best songs. I also think it's a really nice touch that they gave some resolution to Sarah and Leah's story by including them in the movie, so it would definitely happen the same way. Now we come to Brightest Melody. This song would largely remain the same, except for the fact that I would just go ahead and make it a third year center. Let's be real here, there's absolutely no reason for this song to ever be called a Chika Riko center. Chika gets 1 word as a solo in the album version. Riko gets a slightly longer solo, but the third years literally sing the last third of the song by themselves. So the ridiculous idea of Brightest Melody being a Chika Riko center is gone. Instead, we'll send the third years off properly. This is where we could have a Mari center if they are determined to give her one in the movie. Although personally, where Mari is also the center of the third year song in the movie, I could also see Daia working as the center of Brightest Melody. However, since Mari stands in the center of the third years when it comes to the last third of the song in the live choreography, it would probably be her. I mean, imagine if we got an amazing Anya solo for the bridge of Brightest Melody. We got a taste of it during the second Guilty Kiss live, and it was great. She could do the bridge, then the third years get most of the last chorus just like they do now, before Kanan gets the Atarashi Yume line, and Dai gets the Atarashi Uta line. I mean, you can't convince me that that doesn't make more sense for Brightest Melody than what we got. I would leave the rest of the movie the same, leading up to the finale song, including the Kaseki Hikaru montage, except for one thing. Know that New Aqours is at the point where they know what they need to do, and how they're going to do it. To me, this is the perfect time for the second years to perform their song, Marine Border Parasol. Much like the first year's song, I think the Marine Border Parasol fits the theme of the movie really well. For example, look at the chorus. And everything progresses as per usual until we get to the final song, which, as we all know, is Next Sparkling. I am personally of the opinion that they could have easily chosen Thank You Friends to have been the ending song for the movie instead. But if we're sticking with Next Sparkling, that's fine too. But there is a major change I would make, and I'm sure you can guess what it would be. The Next Sparkling in my movie is sung only by New Aqua. The Third Years would not be a part of it. To me, it makes absolutely no sense that they joined in. We already sent the Third Years off with Brightest Melody, and Next Sparkling is supposed to be the song where New Aqua proved they could keep going without the Third Years. And they did this by having the Third Years join in? What kind of sense does that make? I really don't understand why they didn't keep Next Sparkling just for the first and second years. It would have been a fantastic callback to Yume de Yozora o Terashitai from Season 1, Episode 6. Also, I think that Next Sparkling could have been the Chika Riko Center song if they really want to include one in the movie. It would have been a nice callback to Kimi no Kokoro that they clearly want to include, but which makes much more sense this way than with Brightest Melody. Or it could have also been a joint first and second year center, pairing Chika with Ruby, Hanamaru, or Yoshiko for a dual center. Or it could just remain as a solo Chika center. The point is, it should have been about New Aqua instead of having the Third Years be included in the song that they really shouldn't have been included in. And I also need to add that without the Third Years being included, the line distribution for Next Sparkling makes so much more sense. And I'll prove it when all of the Third Soul albums have been released and I create my new Aqua mix for Next Sparkling. I mean, I do need to say that I understand they included the Third Years for real life purposes, but it just doesn't fit the theme of the story that they were trying to tell. Mari, Kanan, and Daia walked away during the performance. As emotionally devastating as that was to watch as a fan, it was also a really fitting moment. I felt like a lot of that impact was lost when the Third Years then showed up to join in with Next Sparkling. So if they wanted a song that all of Aqua could sing together as a sort of finale for the movie, they should have had New Aqua perform Next Sparkling, and then create another song such as Thank You Friends for all of them to join in with together. So that's pretty much it. Basically, my goal with this was to show how the movie could have gone if there had been a more even focus amongst the whole group. I mean, I can't be the only one who thinks it's ridiculous that the Third Years are the only ones who got an animated year song in the movie. Then on top of that, they dominated Hop Stop Nonstop and Brightest Melody, joined in for both Boku Michi and Next Sparkling, and the movie bonus song ING I Try is also a Third Year center. So for a movie that was supposed to be about the Third Years moving on and New Aqua coming together, it feels like they really forgot all about New Aqua. And honestly, I've just been thinking about this for so long, I needed to make a video letting it all out, and I'd like to thank you all for sitting here listening to me ramble about it. So to close this off, I'd like to say thank you again for helping me reach 600 subs. I would love to hear what you thought about this video, what your thoughts were on the Sunshine movie, and how you might change it if you got the chance to. And I'd also like to know if you want me to do more of these kinds of videos in the future. Until then, everyone, see ya!